Today's Friday. Today's date is July 11th, 2014. We are currently at the Heldridge Hotel. The physical address is 10 Livingston Avenue. I am Sergeant Ahmed Shah of the Internal Affairs Unit. This is a recorded statement of Mr. Charlie Cradaville regarding internal investigation number 14-029A and B. Accompanied by Mr. Cradaville is Mr. Eric Morrell. Mr. Cradaville, it's my duty to take a formal statement from you concerning allegations that are made against two officers. It appears so now. We don't know if more officers were involved in this matter, but at this point, we assume, based on the two badge numbers that were located in the tickets, that there's two officers. Okay? It is alleged that on or about June 26, June 27, municipal ticket books were discarded by New Brunswick officers and recovered by yourself. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Cradaville, this statement is being recorded. It will consist of a question and answer dialogue. It is necessary for you to speak loud, slow, and clear. I suggest that you wait a moment to compose your thoughts prior to answering any questions. I would also like to inform you that this statement will be part of an official police report and that it may be used in official proceedings as a result of the investigation. Your responses to the questions must be truthful. If it is determined that you intentionally provided false information, you may be subject to criminal prosecution. Do you understand all the foregoing information as I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can I ask you just a question?
Absolutely.
What was the investigation number you mentioned?
14-029AB. That's an internal affairs investigation number.
Okay.
Or it's a case number. I have a form here that acknowledges that you are a witness. You can read it out loud and acknowledge it.
Should you read this out loud?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I acknowledge that I have been informed that I am a witness in an internal investigation. This investigation concerns ticket books that I recovered from a public garbage can. I acknowledge my responsibility to answer truthfully all questions specifically related to the performance of my official duties.
I mean, it's when a witness is an officer, but in this case, you're not an officer, you're a civilian. So we can disregard that.
Okay. I acknowledge that this investigation is confidential, and I have hereby ordered not to disclose any information discussed during this interview.
You can sign and date and time.
Okay, I could cross out the part about official duties?
Yeah, that's fine. Apologize for that.
No problem. So, just starting
Just
here.
dash it out, and I'll initial it so there's no discrepancy.
Okay, I'll initial it too.
Yeah.
It's time 10.
Approximately 10:02. And I'll sign as a witness.
Can you grab a card?
Yes.
Is it okay if I call you Anish?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. You can call me.
Amish, most people
Okay.
say it the
Oh,
way as the
Amish.
people
Amish.
from Amish country.
Right.
Cool.
Just
Thank you very
And you
much.
can call me Eric.
Eric, okay. Mr. Cradaville, you understand that this investigation is confidential, as it says, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Just before we begin, can you please state your first name and spell your last name?
Charles Cradaville, Kratovil.
Okay, and your date of birth, sir?
August 14, 1985.
And your current address?
I'd rather not give my address.
Okay, is there if I need to send you a mail correspondence, is there a P.O. box or anything?
You could send to the law office.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, what's the address there?
It's 191 Livingston Avenue.
191 Livingston. And a contact number? I believe I have it, but
732 993
993
9697.
9697. And Mr. Morrell, just to clarify, you're not a witness in this incident. You're here merely to represent Mr. Cradaville?
Correct.
You have no knowledge of the incident?
No,
Okay, so
just his lawyer.
okay, so you won't be needing to fill out a witness acknowledgement form.
not
Okay.
at all.
Mr. Cradaville, we'll go back to the date as far as when you recovered the ticket books. Let's take me back and what you observed, what you saw, and what actions you took, and how you became in possession. I mean, I'll interrupt you. midway through if I have any other clarifying questions, but you can start.
Not a problem, and thank you for taking the time to meet. You can call me Charlie.
Charlie, okay.
So on Thursday, June 26th, at approximately shortly after 5 p.m., I would say between 5 and 5:15 p.m., I witnessed a uniformed New Brunswick police officer cleaning out the trunk of an unmarked vehicle. This is the unmarked vehicle with license plate readers on it. I believe it's unique in that regard.
Did you describe it as far as its color?
It was dark blue, maybe navy blue.
Okay.
I believe the license plate starts with F28,
F28
but it's definitely the one that has license plate readers on the back.
You're referring to more or less gadgets sort of back of the trunk.
Sticking up the trunk. And in this case, the trunk was open, and an officer, I witnessed take two, what appeared to be ticket books from that trunk and put them in the garbage can closest to Old Man Rafferty's on Albany Street.
So we're at the garbage can, which is probably near the corner of Albany and George, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
A public garbage can near that corner.
Okay. I just want to clarify something. This dark blue unmarked unit, this is not a police SUV, it's more or less the Ford sedan.
Exactly, like maybe a Crown Vic, I'm not certain, but
yes,
but yeah, the cruiser that was unmarked.
And they pulled, do you recall where they're parked? Are they parked in front of this garbage can, or?
Very near the garbage can. I don't recall if it was a legal parking spot or not. But it was
parked on Albany, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very close to Old Man Rafferty's.
And how many officers did you observe?
I observed one officer.
Okay. Do you know if there was a second officer seated in the car?
I did not notice that.
Okay. Do you know if an officer entered any of the establishments in that area, by any chance?
I didn't witness much more besides the discarding of the two things that I recognized as ticket books. And
okay.
I think it's important to note that I recognize what a ticket book looks like because I located one 5 or 6 years ago in the middle of the street.
Was that a reported incident or no?
I turned it in. I went straight to the police station and turned it in.
At the front desk?
It belonged to an officer named Oles.
Okay.
I know there's been several officers with that name. I'm not sure which one.
Well, one retired years ago. One
right, it could have been him, could have been other. But it seemed like an honest mistake.
You turned it at the front desk?
It was in the middle of the street on Bayard Street in front of the Caribbean Cafe.
Okay.
So I picked it up. I noticed it was a ticket book. It had unused tickets in it, and I walked it straight to the police station and turned it in. And so I recognized what the book looks like, and and this appeared to be two books that I witnessed an officer discard.
Okay. As far as the officer, did you observe him from the point where he parked, or was when you? I'm sorry. What were you doing? Were you walking by? Driving
I was walking by.
Okay. And he was already parked, or
he was already parked. The trunk was already open.
Okay. Was he discarding other items as well?
Perhaps. I only witnessed a short period of time, and in that period of time, I noticed the officer grab the ticket books from the trunk, walk to the garbage can, throw out the ticket books, and I continued walking.
And you're not sure if he discarded anything else as far as papers or food containers or anything like that?
I didn't see anything else discarded besides the two ticket books.
Okay. Can you describe the officer? Your best description. I know it's...
He was a Caucasian male. He had hair that was kind of maybe spiked up a little bit, and I think he had sunglasses on his head, similar to these.
Real heavy set, medium build, average?
Fairly muscular build. I believe I know the identity of the officer because I've since familiarized myself with photographs that are available on the internet, and I believe it is a man by the name of Gary Yurkovic.
Okay, so you're you can identify him by face, basically, just from recognizing him before or after?
When I saw pictures of that person on the internet, after the incident, I had recognized him as a New Brunswick police officer who looked familiar to me, but I couldn't tell you his name. But after doing a little research over the
You're
past
able-
couple of weeks, I was able to determine that was in fact the gentleman who I saw discard the ticket books.
Okay. Just to reaffirm, after he discards the ticket books, what happens next?
I kept walking, so I don't know what happens next.
Okay.
I returned to that scene within 10 hours, or maybe 10 hours exactly from then. Shortly after 3 in the morning, I returned to that place, and I could see the ticket books were still near the top of the can.
Okay. So what, the can was full of other garbage, you could say?
Yeah, it was almost full, and the ticket books were near enough to the top that I could see them without moving any garbage. There were a few items that I removed, and the ticket books were in pretty much the same condition they were.
All right. Did you notice if there was any other police paperwork?
The only other garbage I saw was
documents
food or things that appeared to not be related to the police.
Okay. So
I didn't look around aggressively in the trash.
You didn't sift through the entire garbage can at that time?
No. I just noticed that, yes, the 2 ticket books that I had seen discarded appeared to be near the top of the can. I recovered them, and that was all the...
Okay. Then once you took possession of them, that would be Friday, early...
Exactly. Shortly after 3 in the morning on Friday.
So that'd be Friday the 27th, correct?
June 27th, yes.
3 a.m. Okay. And this is... I know originally had reported that it occurred on Friday, which you observed, but you actually observed it on Thursday. Is that
Right,
correct?
and recovered them
I
Friday.
know you emailed me with your link update the other day. This is what we're referencing here.
Yes.
Okay. At that point, what did you do with the ticket books?
I held on to them, put them in my backpack,
Okay.
and essentially what I did next was on Monday, which I'm not sure the date, I believe June 30th,
Okay.
shortly after 5 in the morning, I emailed Captain Miller and Jennifer Bradshaw, who is the spokesperson for City Hall, and I asked them some questions about the rules regarding police ticket books and record retention and disposal.
Okay. And were you met with any responses in regards to that?
I did not receive a response, and so I raised the issue at the city council meeting, which is on videotape.
Which is July 2nd, I believe.
Exactly, July 2nd city council meeting. I brought the ticket books with me, and I raised the issue to the city council.
Okay. And then at the city council meeting, you brought forward during the public session, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. And is this the first thing you discussed at the council meeting?
No, I had a lot of questions to ask about other unrelated matters. It was the last thing that I brought up.
And then you had them in your possession at the council meeting, and then they were turned over as soon as you brought them up to Captain Miller?
Well, yeah, Captain Miller reached into my personal space and grabbed the ticket books from me.
Okay. And then he advised you that this would be looked into?
He advised everyone in the room that that if true, there was a violation.
Okay. As far as the picture that you have posted on the website, is this a picture from that night, or is this another picture?
No, that's what we call a file photo that was taken in 2013.
Okay, so this is not the actual night of the incident.
But if my memory serves me right, it's the same vehicle.
Yes. Like I said, it is a Crown Victoria. It is obviously dark and colored, and there is obviously something on the trunk of the car, which we could say that there's...
Yeah, and I think it's the same vehicle, and
Just to be
that's
clear,
why I used that.
That's not a picture from that night.
Correct. That's not from that night. That's from over a year ago.
A stock photo, yeah.
Yeah, file photo. we
Okay.
call it, yeah.
Do you have a photograph or any other evidence that depicts the officer throwing out the evidence?
No.
I mean, throwing out the ticket books?
No, I did not. I did not.
Okay. Any other
photograph
video?
that.
No other
there
evidence
was-
that you have in your possession at this time?
No.
Okay. Was anyone else with you as far as a friend of yours, any people you were walking with?
I would rather not involve anyone else in this.
Okay. But there was someone else with you, or no? You don't have. If you don't want it,
not specifically in regard, right?
Right. No. Not.
if you don't want to disclose your
related to
identity,
this.
that's fine. But if there was someone else, I just make note of it that you weren't the only one that observed this.
I wasn't alone.
Okay. What do you say? 1, 2 people, 3 people?
I was with one person.
Okay. Any reason why you didn't want to grab the ticket books as soon as the officers left, or advise the officer why, hey, you're throwing a ticket book out? Did you realize that, or why would you do that?
For 2 reasons. The first was that I was in the middle of a conversation, and I didn't want to take myself away from that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I also wasn't too keen on the idea of starting a confrontation with an officer who may have been doing something inappropriate.
I understand not confronting the officer, but as far as seizing the ticket books at an opportune time after he left, and say, listen, maybe turn it over to, like you said, the last time you did at the front desk, did this thought cross your mind, or did you choose not to do
honestly, I made a mental note of what I saw,
mm-hmm.
and I continued walking and continued my conversation. I fully intended to, if I found the time, to return and to investigate further, but I was just not in a position to do that at that time. I was in the middle of a conversation, and it would have been rude to say, hold on, I have to go look through the garbage can.
No, I understand. If they're laying at the top, you could easily grab them. Let's just say before someone else grabs them. Obviously, you're familiar with, the city, the police department.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not his obligation.
No, he's
right. You understand? Right?
No way is he obligated to do anything, take any action. He's just familiar with some of the officers and say, hey, listen, grab this and turn it in, or something to that effect.
Yeah, I would have turned it in if it appeared to be discarded by an honest mistake. But this appeared to be that it was intended to be in the garbage can, so I didn't feel the need to turn it in. I wanted to treat the situation as a journalist would and investigate why that had happened.
Okay, I totally understand. So in your eyes, the officer had the ticket books did he throw one at a time, or did he throw both? And
he had them together. They were stacked on top of each other.
And he discarded them more or less with his
threw
hand,
them on top of the garbage in the can.
with no other items or anything?
Not that I saw, no.
Okay. So you took this as a purposeful act?
I understood it to be that they were intended to end up in that garbage can, and so I returned and recovered them later.
Okay. I don't have anything else specific to ask you. If you have something that you want to add to the statement that you feel like I didn't cover, or anything else that may assist in the investigation, you can bring so forward at this time.
I don't know, Charlie. Is there anything you want to say?
I think that about covers it. That's what I saw, and that's my involvement with it. And
to reiterate the time frame, you're walking 5:15 on Thursday, June 26th, just to clarify the 2 discrepancies in the dates, and then approximately 10 hours later, Friday, June 27th, approximately 3 in the morning. Did you recover these by yourself? Were you accompanied by anybody else?
I was alone when I recovered them.
And it's 3 a.m. on Friday morning. And was there any other garbage thrown on top of these, or they were still laying?
There were some food items.
Okay. But you were able to visually see the ticket books, take possession?
Before I removed any garbage, I could see them near the top.
Okay. Like I said, I think we've about covered everything I need for the purposes of my internal investigation. If you have anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a couple questions. Are the officers still working?
Right now?
Yes.
Yes. There's in the inception of this investigation, and you're the first person obviously I've spoken to. I haven't spoken to the officers, and the investigation is going to run its course like any internal investigation would, and I'm going to formulate a conclusion and submit it to the superior officers.
Okay, great. And I also wanted to ask if I could have the ticket books back.
Right now, no. They are in possession for my internal affairs file, and they're going to stay as more or less evidence of my internal affairs file. I don't know how where this investigation is going to take me, if it's going to be involving minor discipline, major discipline, if we're going to need them at a later point for, if the officers choose to file appeals, let's say, we're going to need them. So
okay, I understand.
Okay, are we entitled to the conclusion, or are we privy to how you conclude the investigation when the time comes?
Right now, Charlie, you are a witness. You weren't the complainant. We usually send a form letter. Let's just say you would complain about a specific incident. We do send out notification to the complainants about the outcome of the case as far as a disposition and if any discipline was rendered. In this case, you can speak to Captain Miller. Obviously, he's in charge of the Internal Affairs Unit, and if he has good cause to advise you what the outcome was, I'm sure you have some sort of report with him, I believe, right?
Yeah,
okay.
We work together. And
I think that's it. I think covered everything. Is there anything else you want to ask?
I think that's it. There's one other question that occurred to me. I forgot.
Investigation being confidential.
Yeah, that was it. So I shouldn't talk about this investigation. Can I confirm that I met with you?
I would not. I would remain that everything is confidential just because you are a witness, and like I said, the internal investigation is just on its inception. Asking you not to. I came here, you're cooperative, and I'm going to ask you to continue to be cooperative and not speak about anything in regards to this meeting we had today, just because I don't know where the investigation is going to take me. So as any investigation, internal-wise, we ask everyone not to comment or discuss this matter with anyone.
And that includes confirming that this meeting happened.
Yes, I'm going to ask you.
So if somebody asks me, did you meet with Internal Affairs, I should say
I would suggest you say, I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, you're clear on that? That's what they're asking.
I'm clear on that, and I can do that. I just want to think if there's any other questions while I've got you here. So just, if you don't mind, bear with me just a minute while I think it over.
Okay.
Yes, one other question. Have there been any other agencies that have been notified about this?
I haven't notified any other agencies. I don't know if my superior officers did.
Okay. That's all.
All right. The time now is 10:21. Charlie, if you have nothing further, Mr. Morrell, anything?
I have nothing further.
Okay. Then we can conclude the statement. Once again, like I said, time is 10:21 a.m.
I'd just like a copy of. Is it still on?
Yes.
I just want to make sure that I receive a copy of the statement.
Okay. I'll either call you if you want to come by and pick it up, or we can meet somewhere else if you don't want to come to police headquarters and burn you an audio disc.
That'd be great.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.